if you want to become that girl this year, the number one thing I want to leave everyone with is that you need... Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome. This is a place where we are going to be leveling up all year through our lifestyle, through our finances, health, and everything in between. Today is all about the things that you need to do with your finances to become that girl. For some of you who don't know, I'm actually a personal finance expert in my day-to-day life. So I run a platform called Pennies to Pounds, which educates young people on personal finance. So I do this all the time, talking to people, especially women, on their finances. Without rambling on too much, let's get straight into it. The first things first is have financial goals. You may have seen a lot of videos that have been going viral right now on TikTok, on YouTube about setting goals. I need you to put that cap on, put that bonnet on, whatever it needs to be, and figure out what are your financial goals for this year. Your goals are going to be very different from your friends, for example. I want you to think, what do you want to achieve with your finances this year? So it could be wanting to move out, it could be having enough money to start your own business, it could be getting an increase in your salary, it could be going on that dream holiday of yours. Whatever your goal is, you need to figure that out, because everything else in this video all stems from knowing your financial goal, because you can't put anything in place with your finances if you do not know what it is that you're trying to achieve with your finances. So figure out that goal. I try and have no more than 3 financial goals, just because otherwise it gets too overwhelming, and depending on how big your goal is, it may just be better to just have one. But if they're smaller ones, like for example, you want to pay off your credit card and you want to improve your credit score, maybe you can have 2. But if your goal for this year is to save up your house deposit, that is a massive goal. So it might just be wiser and easier and less pressure on you, just have one. So figure that out and figure out your financial goals. Number 2, we're going to build up 2 things. 1 is our emergency fund and 2 is our VEX fund. Your emergency fund, probably the one you've heard of before. People say you should have about 3 to 6 months of wages in an emergency fund. But to put it simply, an emergency fund is a fund that you will lean to when things that you do not expect to happen. For me, I was driving to an event. I was talking on a panel about finances in Liverpool. I drove up there 5 hours from London, absolutely fine. On the way back, an hour into my 5-hour journey back home, my brakes on my car just completely gave up. They literally gave up. Thankfully, I was safe and managed to drive home. That was something that I didn't expect to happen. So when I had to come and fix it the next day when I got back home, I went to my emergency fund. And that is a fund that is there for these unexpected events that you just don't plan for and you can't plan for happening. So you don't have to dip into your normal money, which might be for bills, for anything else that you've got planned. Now, your VEX fund or your FO fund, that is specifically, I would say everyone can have it, but women especially, I think it's so crucial to have that fund. And that is essentially a pot of money separate to your emergency fund that you're gonna have there when things they just annoy you. Maybe you're working, your manager's been stressing you out, and one day you turn around and you say, I don't want to work here anymore. I'm going to hand in my resignation. I'm going to resign from this job. That VEX fund is a fund that you can turn to, and you know what, things stress me out. I've got that pot of money there to save me. I can fall back on this money, so if I resign from work today, I've got that money that will cover my expenses or my lifestyle for the next 6 months while I find a new job. Or if you have a partner, for example, and things aren't going right, or for some women, unfortunately, maybe you're in an abusive relationship or you're in a relationship that just doesn't serve you anymore and you want to leave. A big reason why a lot of women struggle to leave relationships like that is because they just don't have the funds to be able to leave that relationship. That is a fund that you will turn to and say, right, I'm gonna leave this relationship. It doesn't serve me anymore, but I've got a pot of money here that should cover me for the next 4 months, 6 months, 8 months that I've been saving up for any time anything like this happens. So it's so important to have your emergency fund for unplanned things, unplanned events. Your car breaks down, I don't know, things happen, and then your VEX fund or your FO fund that is there to cover you when things are just like, you know what, forget it. I'm annoyed. I'm gonna leave this job. I'm gonna leave that man. I'm gonna leave this place I'm in, and I'm just gonna get up and I'm gonna go. That is the pot of money there. Number 3 is your credit score. Please, I'm telling you this with love. If you have not checked your credit score in the last 6 months, pause this video right now and go and check it. Your credit score is super important. To put it simply, your credit score is a score given to you by credit reference agencies like Experian in the UK to denote how good of a borrower that you are. So when you go to borrow money, whether that's for a credit card, overdraft, loan, car financing, anything that isn't your money that you're borrowing to buy something is based on your credit score. How responsible are you at repaying back the money that you borrow? So if you borrow money on a credit card, do you pay back on time? Do you miss payments? Do you just pay the minimum? Credit scores don't need to be perfect. If the maximum score on, for example, Experian is 999, you do not have to have a 999 score. All we want to do is make sure our credit score is in a good place. So good is different on all platforms, but they'll always show you what numbers and what range actually means it's a good credit score, but that's what we want to aim for. If you can aim for excellent, great, but being in a good credit score range is where we want to be. So if you don't know where you're at, please go and check Experian, Totally Money, Credit Karma, and there's some more links in the description of free places to check your credit score. You do not have to pay on a lot of places. You can just have a look and see where you're at. If you're looking to build up your credit score, there are many ways that you can do it. Some involving using credit, like credit cards. Some that don't involve that. If you want me to do a video on that and how to build up your credit score without having to use credit and how to use credit, let me know. But we want to make sure that we are on top of our credit. Even if right now you're saying, oh, I don't want to get anything on credit, I'm not trying to get car financing, I'm not trying to buy a house yet, there will come a time when maybe you meet someone and you do want to move out and you do want to save up for a house. If your credit score, if you haven't been working on it from right now, you may not be in the right position to get the credit that you want in the future. So it's always important that even if you don't need it right now, make sure you're working on that and getting it in a very good place. Number 4, and a crucial one for me, is start investing. Now, investing is this massive term that a lot of people hear and they say, oh, I don't know, investing, should I, shouldn't I, how does it work? If I could accomplish anything on the channel this year, is to remove the stress, the anxiety, the fear around investing, because investing is actually pretty simple once you get started. It's just that there aren't many people who will tell you it in layman's terms for you to feel comfortable enough to get investing. But what we are going to do is we're going to begin investing. Before we put any money into investing, you need to understand how investing works. There's a few resources that I will direct you to that I've created myself on my platform, and some of the things that I think could be useful in the description. If you also want to dedicate a video on investing, just let me know in the comments. Investing will allow you to reach your long-term goals, ideally in a quicker time frame. So if your goal is to save for a house and you're already putting money into savings, you could also be investing some of your money to help that to grow, because you're putting that money into the stock market, which are into companies that are hopefully going to provide a return, they're going to do well, and you're going to get back more than you put in. That's the ideal. But as we know with investing, things can go up, they can also go down. But overall, that is why we put our money into investments. So when you're planning for example, things like your retirement, you're probably going to put your money into a pot that's going to be invested on your behalf. So hopefully if you save up X amount, it will be X amount plus whatever your returns are over the period of time that you've been investing for. I'm going to start it very simply, putting money into something like a stocks and shares ISA, which is essentially an investment fund where you put money in, you choose the fund that you want it to invest into. So for example, I might put money into my stocks and shares ISA that is invested into a tech fund. So I know that all the companies that my money is going to be invested into fall within the tech sector. I don't need to do anything else other than contribute on a regular basis. My money gets invested for me, and the platform that you invest on will be seen as like your fund manager, and they'll be the ones who manage your investments, give you regular updates either through the app or regular emails to let you know how your investments are doing, and you can let that money grow and grow. The next one is a big one. I am not a fan, as a personal finance expert, of telling people to cut back on everything. Like, certain things you should be reviewing from time to time, like your budgets. Very important. If the things that you're paying for subscription wise that you don't use, I think you should cut back on it. But I don't believe in cutting out everything, because all work and no play will make you just miserable, and I don't believe in that. So if you are someone who's a shopper, put your hand up. My hand is up. I love shopping. I love buying clothes, shoes, accessories, perfume. I love it all. However, I do it smartly. There's gonna be a few ways that we're gonna shop smarter. Number 1, we're going to enforce the 48-hour rule. Let's just say you're shopping online. Find some pieces that you like, you add that dress in there, those trousers in there, that skirt there. You build up your basket. What you'd usually do would be to go ahead and check out. Instead of doing that, what we are going to do is we are going to leave that in our basket. And in 48 hours time, if you remember that you had stuff in your basket and you still really want it, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna check out. However, the likelihood is that 48 hours time, so 2 days later, you're going to completely forget about what was in that basket, and that should have hopefully saved you from what may have been an impulse purchase. You need to minimize impulse purchasing, because all that does is set us back from the financial goal that you have probably set in the beginning of this video. Next thing we're going to do is, if you're going to shop, you are going to make use of cashback. Cashback is, as it sounds, is when you get cash back on your purchases. There are 2 main websites in the UK. They are Quidco and Top Cashback, and they have so many retailers on there. I'm talking Pretty Little Thing, ASOS, H&M, wherever you like to shop. I would like to say that 8 times out of 10, it's on that website. All you need to do is go to Quidco, Top Cashback first, click through to the retailer that you want. So let's just go with, I don't know, Pretty Little Thing. It will take you to the PLT website. Shop as normal, because now your transactions being tracked. Check out, and then once you checked out, within the hour, you'll get an email saying, oh, we tracked your cashback, and it'll tell you how much money you're gonna get back through cashback. Now, people say to me, is cashback a scam? How does it work? It's essentially, the cashback site is being an affiliate. So affiliates are people who recommend people, and every time someone that they recommended makes a purchase, they get a portion of the commission. All these cashback sites are doing is sharing part of their commission with the customer. That is it. There is nothing illegal about it, no scam around it. It's literally earning cashback. I have made, I think, near enough £2,000 through cashback, just by shopping normally, booking holidays through it, ordering takeaway on there with Just Eat, Deliveroo. It's just endless what you can use cashback for and what you can get cashback on. So if you're not already using it, please do. The links are down below for you to sign up. You need to be on that ASAP. Also, there's apps like Airtime Rewards in the UK, which is a similar thing, so it's cashback, and you can link your bank cards to it. So when you do in-store cashback, when you're shopping at Greggs, you make the purchase and then you'll get cashback on that Greggs purchase. With Airtime Rewards, you can use the money that you earn there to redeem it off your phone bill. Quidco and Top Cashback, you can redeem it straight to your bank account, to your PayPal account, or to a gift card. Bear in mind, you can use all of these in conjunction with each other. You don't need to use just Quidco and not Airtime Rewards. You can use the two. Another one is also Cheddar. All the links for all the cashback sites are down below, but if you're gonna shop, and I think you should shop, if you like it, I like it, you should do it, but we're gonna do it smarter. So make sure you sign up to all the cashback sites and you use the relevant ones on whatever retailer that you're going to shop at. And then lastly, if you want to become that girl this year, the number one thing I want to leave everyone with is that you need to be disciplined. When I review myself and I think about how I was last year, I achieved quite a lot of things both personally and with my business, but I would say the one thing that I was missing consistently was discipline. I allowed myself too much time off. I allowed myself to be more lenient with my finances. What you need to enforce this year is being disciplined. Could you imagine 12 months of working consistently towards your financial goals? Could you imagine how far ahead you'd be compared to your peers, compared to your former self? You would be so far along. So I feel like you owe it to yourself to be disciplined, to say, right, I'm gonna go full throttle towards what I want. I'm really just gonna go ahead first towards my financial goals. So if you want to save for a house, if you want to move out, if you want to start your own business, you owe it to yourself to be disciplined. It's just all about making those smart changes and being disciplined to reach your financial goals. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you did, then please do make sure you hit subscribe, because there's plenty more where that came from. I'll be back weekly with more videos, lifestyle, what's going on. I travel quite a bit and I've got a flight next week. Oh my gosh, I need to pack. I'm literally 6 days out from my flight, but there's gonna be so much more content this year. I'm being disciplined and I want to help you be disciplined when it comes to your finances and just everything else in life. So yes, please enjoy. I'll be back again next week with another video. Bye.